In 2007, I had an accident where I broke my leg, and as a result of that accident, they had to put a piece of metal in it actually for the leg to heal properly. So for the next 6 months, I had to, after the operation, I had to use crutches, and actually from late 2007 until mid 2009, I had to use walking aids like the crutch, and actually this guy here was my constant companion for the next year and a half. So I could not walk properly. I discovered later on that my leg was actually 25 millimeters shorter than the normal leg. So my right leg was shorter than the left by 25 millimeters. So that resulted in my having to walk with a limp. And the doctor said it would be permanent. In 2011, we actually had the metal plate removed. So as a result, there was less pain actually. So for the next few years, I was actually living with pain. 2012, when Pastor Ernie was here, I remember, I think January of 2012, he prayed for the leg, and by God's grace, actually my legs are now about the same length. So since then, my gait has become normal. Actually, people in the church since then never realized that I had a broken leg because I walked normally. And one very great thing about it is that the healing was so complete that actually this year my wife and I were able to join the Race for Life, and I actually ran for the first time in 5 years. So I just praise God for that. Aside from the Lord really healing my leg and bringing it back to normal with Pastor Ernie, in October this year, 2013, we attended the Prayer Prophetic Summit in Manila, actually hosted by Victory Malate. And there, Pastor Ernie had a word of wisdom, and he called out and asked if there was anybody who had hearing problems. And actually, since I was 12 or 13, my auditory nerve was steadily degrading. By the time I was 12, I already had lost about 20% of my hearing from my left ear. And the doctors told me that it would steadily degrade. And it was something that was actually inborn. So, to make the long story short, Pastor Ernie called out, asked if there's anybody in the crowd who had hearing problems on the left side or on the left ear. So I raised my hand, and Pastor Ernie called me up, and he prayed. He was snapping his fingers on one side and then the other. And actually, I could already experience some improvement. Then he prayed for me a second time, and he asked me how much it improved. I said, when he snapped his finger on my left side, I said it was 110%. And we realized that actually my right ear actually had weakened over the years. So he prayed for me then, and by God's grace, again, both ears I can hear normally. So for the first time in so many years, about more than 30 years, I could hear sounds I've never heard before. And actually, I can now hear people actually talking to me properly. Before, if somebody tried to speak to me from the left side, I had to turn my whole body or my head just to hear them. And again, it's miraculous, really. The downside is, if there's a downside to this, before, if I wanted to sleep soundly, all I had to do was sleep on the left side, on my right side, and I could fall asleep. Now I cannot. I have to put a cold pillow on my head just to fall asleep. And now, the other down thing is I can't tell my wife, sorry, I didn't hear that.